All right, moving on. Well, the Kremlin said a highly anticipated phone call between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump will take place between 1 p.m. GMT and 3 p.m. GMT today, and that the pair will discuss Ukraine and the normalization of U.S. Russia ties. U.S. President Donald Trump visited the Kennedy Center in Washington, where while talking to journalists, he discussed his upcoming phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said there was already a certain understanding between the two leaders based on a phone call they held on the 12th of February and on subsequent high-level contacts between the two countries. Ahead of today's call, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky also said it is Putin who continues to drag out this war. For a week now, Putin has been unable to squeeze out a yes to the ceasefire proposal, is what was said. Zelensky adds that the 30-day ceasefire proposal from the U.S. is about saving lives, allowing diplomats to work on ensuring security and lasting peace. The proposal that Russia is ignoring is what was said by Mr. Zelensky. However, Trump has been trying to win Putin's support for a 30-day ceasefire. Trump, in a conversation, also stated that the two leaders will be talking about power plants and certain asset divisions. Additionally, U.S. President Donald Trump has said that many elements of a Ukraine peace deal have been agreed to by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump posted on Truth Social that much still needs to be worked out. He told reporters that he hopes to reach a ceasefire and peace agreement. Let us, in fact, listen in to what U.S. President Donald Trump had to say.
We're going to have a very important call. You know, we've had calls, but we're getting down to a very critical stage. And we want to get the whole Russia-Ukraine thing done. And I think Ukraine wants it. I know they want it. Everybody wants it. It's tremendous death. The bloodshed is unbelievable, like few people have ever seen before.
All right, Glenn Grant, ex-advisor of Ukrainian Defense Minister, is joining us on the broadcast. Glenn Grant, appreciate you joining us. I hope you can hear me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for being here, sir. Well, you know, Donald Trump is pretty confident, as he was in a run-up to his election as well, that he perhaps is the only one who can strike a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. But the way Zelensky or Vladimir Zelensky has been attributing a failure towards any inclination of peace within Vladimir Putin, do you think it will be a difficult and an uphill proposition for even Donald Trump, to process?
Well, I think you need to look at this in a different way completely, because what is happening at the moment is not anything to do with a peace deal. At the moment is a discussion between Trump and Putin about who gets what in Ukraine, completely ignoring the reality that Ukraine is a sovereign country. There's no definition of peace by Trump, and there's no definition of peace by Putin. There has been clear definitions of peace by Ukraine. And at the moment, it just seems that what the other two are trying to do is to force Ukraine into submission. And let us be clear, Putin is not going to stop this war. Even Kasparov says he's not going to stop. He's broken every other agreement that has ever been made. So Ukraine has to take that into account. Trump doesn't care about that. He just wants something he can say that he bought peace, if anything, in the words that he uses. And I think it's, you could almost say, pretty disgusting that Trump is eating closely and almost with Putin and who he likes, and showing complete disdain for a sovereign leader in Zelensky. So very difficult for Ukraine.
Grant, you're quite right about that, but the fact of the matter is reluctant to, or rather, what we get to see in international media is that Russia too has suffered as a result of this ongoing war. Why would they want to be invested in it?
Well, Russia wants Ukraine. I mean, they've been saying this since the beginning. Why do they want Georgia? Why do they want Moldova? You have to understand that Russia is a revanchist country. It wants its empire back. And Russia has not suffered in any way that you can blame Ukraine for, because Russia started the war. It is Russia that is throwing untrained soldiers at Ukrainians to try and win the war. If there's any blame for anything in this war, it is totally upon Putin. And you should not look at this in any other way. They invaded Ukraine. And if Trump gives succor to Putin, then I'm sorry, but this is going to have reverberations throughout the whole world, because every tin pot dictates that they can be supported by America, not opposed.
Mr. Grant, one last question before we let you go. Do you think there ever will be a scenario where Vladimir Putin is in the Oval Office and is spoken to the way Zelensky was spoken to by Donald J.D. Vance?
Trump likes Putin, and his
well, some people say Trump wants to be like Putin.
So. Oh, I think I agree with you. He wants that sort of power. He wants that sort of everybody to respect leader. And I can quite see Trump being in the Oval. Sorry, not Trump. Putin being in the Oval Office, but being feted by as treated during the first period. So I think we're in a very dangerous. People should not misjudge this. This is a serious war, and Putin is not only winning; he's winning.
Time, sir, and speaking with us. Thank you so much. All right, moving.